Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I find a TV show that only has one season and we talk about it. And this is Princes of Malibu.
From the queens of reality TV.
Oh, I love that. We're episode 5. We're almost done. There's only 6 episodes. So if you've made it this far, you might as well finish it.
Seriously, I mean, I love these shows that we pick so much because it's a slow motion car crash every time. It's just like,
It's
what is going on?
I can't. Well, before we get into the episode, we have some housekeeping to do. Check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. Please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to our pre-shows that Meredith and I record just for the Vanderpump Rules and the Summer House podcast now. But if this podcast takes off, we'll do this too.
Yeah.
Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. This was dropped on our Patreon first. If you're listening to it on our podcast platform, you're a little late.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
And then for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after shows that we do for Vanderpump Rules and Summer House to talk about any news and any spoilers. And then also, you will hear your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Kelsey, Mariah, and Sarah. I got a little tripped up, but I made it through. But thank you guys. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, for our live shows of Vanderpump Rules and Summer House, you get to give us your thoughts, questions, concerns, whatever you want, and we have to read them on the podcast and talk about them. And then also, you can be a patron of the episode, which Meredith is picking because it's all about people that interact about One Season Wonders.
I don't have anyone. I've run out of awesome human beings, but
that's okay.
When we pick our next season, it could be you. So here's an ad placement for being the star of the show. So go comment or connect with us.
It's basically who we dedicate the episode to.
Yeah.
So
this space could have your name right here.
Perfect. Okay, Meredith, are you drinking? Are you mixing it up?
I am. I'm currently in Vancouver, so I got a local brew, a little lager, a pretty little can with the ocean on it. Yeah. And a koozie that says better hide the wine, because what goes better with beer than a wine koozie?
Than wine koozie. Look at that. I'm drinking water. That's it.
That's okay.
Oh my God, my water just spilled all over me. So that happened. I'm sober.
You know what? You can be fun no matter your sobriety level.
I'm sober. Okay.
Let's get into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop with your ASMR over there.
I don't know why my water bottle exploded. Okay.
Previously on Princes in Malibu, David was fed up with Brody parking in a spot, so he towed the car to Phoenix.
This show is so dumb.
In order to get the car back, the boys stole David's private jet, but mid-flight decided, why are we going to Phoenix? Let's just go to Vegas. They got in a little bit of a scuffle trying to figure out how to pay for the suite that they ended up stealing from fake David being there. And on the way out of the hotel when they were leaving, they saw a bunch of Elvises and decided planning a whole Elvis day would be perfect, which I'm shocked David hated. So we pick up, David and Linda are talking about the little Elvis event, and David
literally so much happened last episode.
Oh yeah.
So much. We had a whole fucking war.
Same with I feel like it just keeps building. And this episode is one of my favorites, I do have to say.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
David obviously hated the Elvis day. Linda says it's not that big of a deal, but classic Linda. It was a day about her, so she of course enjoyed it.
Oh, Linda. Linda does nothing. All she's gonna do is speak to the boys. Fuck you, Linda.
Yeah, she's like, how about
Yeah,
David, you sit this one out. I'm gonna handle it. She says I'll take care of it, which I
you're
don't have high
right.
hopes for this, by the way. Meanwhile, David then takes matters into his own hands. He can't stop retaliating, which I appreciate here. So he pulls out the phone book and calls some random number to get a bricklayer to come to the house for half a day.
For half a day.
And I was like,
For half a day? Can you just order a break for half a day? Is this
no,
the 1%?
yeah, I guess so. No, but he's calling for the help, the person to lay the bricks.
Oh, so
That's
how does David know it only takes half a day?
I thought he was like talking about laying a whole wall of brick for it'll only take half a day, but he's just hiring someone to teach him how to do it. I don't believe David did this
Oh,
himself. I do believe Javier, who shows up here,
oh,
like does
that
it.
makes sense.
But in the show, at least, Javier shows up, shows David how to mix the like, is it called like mortar? Whatever like goes in between the bricks, that like,
Concrete,
yeah, that's the sticky glue stuff.
sticky hard
Shows
stuff.
David how to do it, and then David goes and gets to work. He's gonna build this wall in theory, which I don't think he does.
So horrible. Yeah, Javier. Poor Javier. But yeah, I wrote David's getting involved. Great. So then wait, I have to say something. Spencer and Brody have a friend named Chappie.
I love it. The names that come out of this show of all the side characters are one of my favorites.
Who the hell is Chappie? And why is that his name?
Brody's
What's
friend.
his last name? No, I need to know more. What's his actual real name?
His hair, I mean, there was so much. He actually is like well involved in this conversation. Like he's chiming in as if he's like in on these problems.
Yeah, like he's been going to war.
Yeah, like he's the other like house guest who won't leave, like Spencer. But all
Also,
we know,
he talks like a Californian surfer dude.
I love it.
Like, yo, are you guys at war? What?
Yeah. Spencer,
I can't.
Spencer's tired of being at war. He wants to make peace. He's never worked so hard at something in his life.
Maybe he should just get himself a job.
I'm dying. Anything would be easier, I think, than this.
Literally anything would be easier than this.
The amount of like pranks, I'll say, they're not really pranks, but these like fake events or that they're planning
to come up with. This
is a lot, especially like as we continue. I don't know, there's just a lot, and I'm so curious over how many weeks this season 1 was filmed, because if this is like a 6-week period,
this is exhausting.
6 of these off, I couldn't.
This is exhausting. He could work less hard delivering pizzas at Starbucks as a barista.
No, just honestly, I bet you could get a little cushy desk job at what's the studio David works for, and just
Warner
like sit
Brothers.
there
He could be
and do nothing. Go play solitaire on a computer.
Get coffee for people, my guy. It's so like yeah, you're gonna have your moments in any job that's like a lot of work. But this is just, how are we going to one up a wall, Spencer? How's that going to happen?
Yeah.
You could do my job for less effort. My God.
I'm barely doing anything these days. It all ebbs and flows. Like there are ways to avoid real work without putting in so much work to avoid it.
Yeah, because this is, you're not only fighting someone else, you then also like have to defend against them.
Yeah.
You got offense and defense this. You're basically in a sport. Looks exhausting.
Well, back at home, Linda and David are hanging out, and Linda is just so proud that David has not retaliated against the boys. And David's like, right, yeah,
Who definitely feeds Linda her lines? Who feeds her the exact line at the exact right time?
Her lines this episode are incredible. I want to know who wrote the little cue cards for her, because
oh my God, I can't with her.
The boys are back from dinner. They find the brick walls that are over their bedroom doors.
Oh my God, wait. Brandon was not at the restaurant. It was just Chappie, Brody, and Spencer. And then
first one to come downstairs.
Yeah, Brandon walks down. Are you fucking kidding me?
I love it.
Their doorway is covered in bricks.
Okay, here's the thing I've been thinking about, unrelated to the boys' issues of I can't get into my room.
Yeah.
How do you tear this brick wall down?
I
Because a
literally don't know.
door goes into the room that it's not
I
like,
don't know.
I don't understand how you're going to get this wall down now.
Listen, if it was made by David, it can't be that strong.
You can't like push it in or
Can't
push
be
it
that strong.
out. So you have to brick by brick take it down.
Meredith, this man's a millionaire. He's just gonna call
Javier will
like,
come and take it
"Come
down
take
in a
this
week.
down."
Good point.
But
I mean, this is my favorite shenanigan thus far because like this is like real world. You put a brick wall in your fucking
you know
house.
what? I gotta give it to David because even Spencer is like, this man's a genius. And you hear Brody and Brandon like, don't fucking give him that. And Spencer's like, guys, look, he's a genius. He just brick walled you out of your room. That's like beyond anything else we thought of.
This is more than just like forcing you to come to work for the day or like taking out the light bulbs, you know, like this, he leveled it up so
this
hard
was it.
here.
Chappie thinks this is fucking hysterical. Chappie cannot handle himself.
Chappie's like, thank God I'm not a house guest here. I like actually get to go home and open my bedroom door.
Yeah, man, what the fuck happened to you? He's cracking up. Brody and Brandon are the only ones pissed because they're like, everyone shut the fuck up. But I gotta give it to David. Their shit is outside. He gave them clothes.
That's the thing is he's like, I'm not an asshole. I'm just taking my room back. I'm taking what's mine, but I'll give you what's yours.
But my other question is like, okay, we've seen Brody's room. I feel like there was an outside door.
Yes, I thought about this when they went and got their stuff. I was like, especially Brody's room has an outside entrance.
Okay, not just me thinking this.
No, because that's where David sent the girls out, like episode 2. Remember, he was like, ladies leave, and they went out that random side door
to talk about rent.
But you know what? We're dedicated to the storyline where we can't use the outside door. But that's at least how Brody's wall will get pushed down.
Yeah, someone will go in the back door.
Exactly. But for the sake of the story,
there's no way in.
Yeah, there's no way in. They gather all their things up and are like, haha, joke's on you. There's like 27 other rooms in this house.
Also, wait, fucking Chappie's roasting their clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these are billionaires, Chappie. Call me your
shit. Like, the fuck is this? When did you ever wear that?
Oh my God. So Chappie's the best addition to the show. Sorry, go on. We're done.
Damn, can you imagine him at the movie night?
Oh man, I'm mad we didn't see Chap. Do I have to go back rewatch the show to find Chappie again?
I don't think he's there. They really would have put him in there.
That's great.
But the boys basically move into the pool house, which my thought was, why didn't you live there from the beginning? I would have loved to have my own house.
Let's start there. You basically have a bachelor pad. Listen, it's been done on the OC. As the boys mention it, it's been done on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like anyone would want this. Any teenager would want this. Who the hell wants to live with their parents?
Right? To have the space is so incredible.
Yeah, this is like your own space without paying rent. Because now you're not even bothering David. You don't even have to
exactly. And later on,
cereal
while they're like living there, they're like, "This is incredible." Like David isn't yelling at us, and I was like, "This is your solve. Like you could still go up to the main house and have dinner and all the little things, and maybe like make lunch on your own, so you don't have to be around him as much." But David won't come in and turn all the lights off and like won't even notice all the lights are on, minus getting the electricity bill.
They could have made this work and they fucked up. We talked about it. They fucked up.
They got selfish and wanted to be in the main house, but whatever.
Whatever.
Well, the next morning, Linda goes and finds the brick walls and is
Linda's
yelling
pissed
at David. Like, how dare he?
I like cannot believe this is the part Linda got mad at. I mean, it's fucking funny, but her sons were so inconvenienced.
I love how she says that. She's like, yeah, they were inconvenienced. You violated my trust. You destroyed our property. Our
property. I was like, listen, Linda, I think that you have made good money in your time. However, I think this house is probably more David.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about communal property, but then why aren't you respecting David and his half of the
Okay,
property against your
that's the other
sons?
thing. Your sons ruined the lawn multiple times.
Yes.
Your sons have disrespected the owner of the property
Yep. Threw a
multiple
huge party
times.
behind your guys' backs.
Oh my God, we don't even know what happened at that party. We saw tits and ass, girl. We know shit was going down in that hot tub. Okay,
Yep. I mean,
Linda.
all David has a response to this is, well, it felt good. And I'm like, yes,
I
David, do
feel
what
it.
feels good to you.
Stand on your own. God, I feel bad for David.
I love it. So Linda then goes to find the boys.
Oh my
And
God, this is so funny.
this is my favorite version of
It's
like her
awesome.
lines. They're asleep, shocker. I mean, it's probably before noon, so their like get up time has not approached us yet. But she says that she is so upset about the situation. She hates what's going on and all the in like house fighting. And she does say that they created it. So like I want to give one little slight point to Linda for
Thanks,
finally addressing
Linda.
that it's their fault, but she
Oh
wants
my
this to
God,
end.
though. She's ranting and these boys are asleep.
Oh
She
yeah.
walks in, she doesn't even like wake them up. She just walks in, she's like, I can't believe you guys are out here in a pool house. It's probably so uncomfortable. You're sleeping on a pool and literally they're like, Mom, this was the best night of sleep in our lives. Get out. And she's like,
Yeah.
but we could redecorate. Linda,
She
shut.
immediately goes into coddling the boys, and I think it's hilarious. She's like, take whatever you want. Let's make this place great. We
We
can
can
put up little
decorate it.
dividers. And the
Think
boys are
of
like,
the art.
why are we talking about dividers? We're trying to sleep.
Guys, think of the way you could like put up your sports stuff here. And if you like did some curtains and they're like, Linda, again, it's only
We're
11:45.
guys.
Let's shut up.
We are thrilled to have something soft to sleep on at this rate because there are
Spencer's
brick
on a pool
walls.
table. Spencer's on a pool table. He fucking loved it.
The
They're
best.
21. They don't have back problems yet.
No, they have a
They're
couch.
fine.
They're fine.
They're
Yes.
fine.
But either way, this opens the door for the boys to go into the house and just
And
start taking
decorate.
things.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
time to decorate.
And
Pimp out your living space like pimp Mac daddies you are.
they were like disgusted that their mom just called them pimp daddies.
Pimp Mac daddies.
Oh, sorry, pimp Mac daddies.
Because I didn't
They're
know
like,
what she
Mom!
was trying to say, but she's like, Mac daddies. And
I
they're
don't
like,
know. I don't know what that means, but I think she's just trying to. I don't think she knows what it means.
I literally go, does Linda ever shut the fuck up? She didn't shut the fuck up. This is the most Linda has ever spoken in her life.
What's funny is like how this show, I'm sure, was produced to be taken back in 2005 is the opposite of how we are taking it now. Like Linda is the villain in our minds. Do you agree?
Yeah. But I would usually think, like, I'm thinking back to 16-year-old me. Fuck my parents. Fuck
Yes.
everyone.
David
Fuck
is in
authority.
theory the villain, but it's like
Oh my God, he
no.
ruins all the fun. It's not a big deal. It's just your lawn. Linda's the cool parent. No.
Yes.
But now, let me tell you, if my parents even remotely looked at me and said, you should throw a rager at our house, I'd be like, oh my God, how horrible. I would never do that.
Especially if
Look at
then
how
my
beautiful your
mom was
property
like
is.
greeting everyone. I'd be like, get out of here.
That's the only part that would bother me. If my mom, like as Linda joins in on their shenanigans, I'd be like,
Yes.
Mom, go away.
Go away. Like we're not on a team here. You're supposed to be on the opposite team.
No, the horrible. Because now I know how hard it is to earn things. That's the difference. Is we didn't grow up where we had a lot. So if we destroyed our parents' shit, we didn't get it redone.
I know that there would
shit.
be a wrath. Like if things I have destroyed, I'm like, how can I hide this? Like
same. I never wanted to get in trouble, and I got in trouble a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I'm not like willfully like trying to throw
Let's
a
get
car
yelled at.
wash on my parents' lawn.
I never wanted to be yelled at. My dad was the scariest person. The scariest person.
Well, okay, so the boys are looting the house. They're thrilled. They're just the
Amazing.
happiest they could ever be. David's not living in their house. This is great.
They don't
David's
have
in
a lot of room in the pool house. How are they're filling it up with all this shit? They
I
can't fit
know.
it.
Yeah, but like let's be honest, they're boys, they're in their 20s.
I
They don't need
guess.
much. They just need to
I
not
guess.
have David, but they need their bills paid for. Is their
You're
happy medium.
right.
David's also doing pretty decent, I would say. But he's been very distracted with all the drama with the boys. So he walks into the kitchen and finds a whole host of people. They're planning an event with Linda. This like celebrity, this wacky celebrity charity event, David calls it.
Wacky. Wacky. Let me tell you what it is to the best of my knowledge, okay?
Mhm.
It is a fashion show for pets, but I don't know. I think they're selling the pet outfits.
I don't know where the
Where's the money coming
money
from?
comes from. All I know is there is a fashion show for dogs and celebrities will be there, and this sounds
A
exactly
lot of
like
celebrities.
seems like exactly what I would think a celebrity charity event would go. Like,
A
spoiler
lot
alert.
of celebrities that I can't imagine care about this. No offense.
Yeah.
No offense to dog lovers, but A, fine, you have a dog. I've never owned a dog, but like enjoy your dog. B, I don't want to dress a dog if I own it.
No.
I can barely dress myself.
I mean, same. And I also don't want to see a dog walk down a catwalk. Whatever. We'll get to that. We'll get to these opinions because
We
don't worry,
sadly
we
have
get
to
the
live it.
whole fashion show.
We sadly see it. So.
David leaves the kitchen and heads around the house and kind of goes to his office. He's slowly realizing things are missing. And the
His
biggest
popcorn
thing
machine.
that his sofa and chair are missing from his office. So he checks in with that property manager and she's like, "No, we didn't send anything for cleaning. I don't know where these things are, but hey, did you check in with the guys?" And obviously the boys would take it. So David heads down to the pool house and this has to be the next day because the boys are either still asleep or either way they're asleep.
The boys woke up because Linda woke them up, stole the shit, and went back to sleep.
I guess that actually sounds more accurate. So maybe that is the timeline.
That's what I think happened.
Since the boys are asleep, David's like, you know what? I'll just take my stuff back.
Oh my God, he's so loud.
Yes.
This is my thing. Hello, sleeping boy. This is my thing.
Yep. He has
So
a whole
weird.
whole armful of stuff, and Brody wakes up and asks what's going on. And David's like, "This is mine.
This
mine,
is mine.
Mine, not yours, mine."
I don't know if you knew this, Brody, but this popcorn machine belongs to me.
Yes. He
Whatever.
also alerts Brody that there has been a jacuzzi on for 2 days.
Oh my God, you're not allowed to use the jacuzzi upstairs. It's been on for 2 days.
I'm like, that how classic. Something you're not supposed to touch, you also left on forever. Like two things David's gonna be pissed at you. Like, use it and then turn it off so he doesn't really know.
He's like, you can't use it. And Brody's like, what?
Brody's like, I pay $4,000 like a month.
I pay
here.
rent. He goes, I pay rent.
Like, I should be allowed to use it. And David goes, I haven't even received $1.
What rent?
I'm like, what do you mean you haven't received $1? I really thought that at least they'd make a dent in their rent payment.
Oh my God, all their schemes. They had to have done something.
We're at episode 5 here. We have done 4 schemes thus far. Where's all the money from the movie night?
We went to Vegas and maybe spent it.
That's true, actually.
It's gone.
I kind of forgot that they had a whole suite, the movies, the phone calls, the lobster dinner to pay for.
Well, now we see David take all of his shit back in one trip, which cracked me up.
Oh, this is like when you go to the grocery store and you're like, I'm committed to one trip with my bags.
Everything gets in the house in one trip.
Yeah, but he's so committed that he's like dropping things. And I'm like, you're gonna break your own shit.
Oh my God, I was cracking up. I was like, he literally stole his shit back just to destroy it.
But
like if he wanted it destroyed,
he'd be thrilled, actually.
Could have just gone to Brody and Brandon, like my guy. Come on.
They were taking better care of it. Well, David doesn't stop there with taking his own stuff back. He's also gonna now take the boys' toys, including
how many surfboards do these boys have?
Snowboards, some like remote control planes, music instruments, the snowmobile. He gathers it all and is gonna have a garage sale.
A yard sale in his fucked up yard.
I love this, and this is the level I need
He
because
somehow finds time to advertise this too.
I love it. Him walking around town and handing out flyers, and then the cop finding him and
Oh
saying,
my
"You don't have a
God.
permit for this," and David having no clue. This is the antithesis of being a rich person who doesn't even know the laws because he
This
can
is
just
the
get around them.
1%.
Yep.
The 1%. But it was so funny because I'm like, are the boys still asleep? What is actually happening?
I wish we obviously watched Summer House. I wish we had timestamps,
Yeah,
especially related to the boys sleeping.
agreed.
Because I would
Because
love to
now,
know what time it is right now.
now Linda's guests are starting to show up. Like
Yes.
fucking David Hasselhoff.
I love all of this. Yeah, the charity event is starting, so the like stream of traffic rolls in. And David is there to stop every single one of them to try to sell the goods to these rich people.
Hey, do you want a guitar? They're like, how much? And he's like, how much you got? Oh, I only got $9. 9 is fine. The guy's like, oh, I actually have 10. 9's fine, 10 if you want, doesn't matter. Literally for absolute shit.
I love it.
Surfboard, that's a fucking expensive. I'm sure
The
guitars are too.
guitars, even by the end, like the snowmobile, like all that shit, you can tell David
$40.
couldn't care less. The goal is just to piss them off.
Yeah, this see his break plan was very well thought out.
Yes.
This is like emotion. He is
Yes.
straight on emotion.
Because in theory, like, yeah, you're still rich and you could go buy a new surfboard, but the guitars and even the surfboard in a way, like you probably bought the perfect guitar. You were so excited about it, or like your surfboard has
It's
just enough
so
wax
funny.
on it. I don't really know about surfing, but like it's the perfect board for you. You know, like other things are replaceable, but I feel like once you find that thing that you love so much, it's a little bit harder to get it back.
Also, it's just all your shit. Like all the shit you
Yeah.
actually use and like. Imagine if someone just like one day sold your I mean, we don't have hobbies, but like our TVs just was like buy. I'd be like, yeah, I could always buy another TV, but it's like you're inconveniencing me a lot.
Yes.
Like, come
On something I
on.
do all the time, which is watch TV.
If you stole my bed, I'd be pissed. I'd be so
Yes,
fucking
I
mad.
love my bed. If I had to go find a new mattress right now,
I'd be so yeah, you steal my mattress. I'd be like, what the fuck?
you're like,
Actually.
I have like
So it's
broken
fucked
that
up.
thing in. Yep.
Also, fucking David's in a poncho.
I
It's
forgot.
fucking soaked.
It's
As these
raining and he has one of
as
those
the
he has one of those tailgate tents to keep all this stuff pretty clean.
he's just drenched in this bright yellow poncho.
He's just like
Famous
walking
people.
about.
Famous people are rolling up and he's like, "Hey, you guys want a guitar or a surfboard?"
This is
What?
before, again, we're in like an era of like reality TV being pretty fresh. And so, like, let's be honest, if this were today's time, half those people would not sign the release. You would not get to say their
No.
name. But because it's just a small little blip of life, all these people have now agreed to be on the show.
Yeah, the only one was Brooke Shields who flicks him off
Oh
and
my
like
God,
is
I love that.
hidden.
And well, we even no, we get her name at the actual
We
charity
get
event.
we get her name, but in the car she's like blurred out and she gives him the finger. It was so
I
funny.
loved.
Listen, I just want like a picture of David in this poncho in the rain to be my background on my phone forever. I thought it was so like he looks so mentally unstable. Like he just looks like a
He cracked.
nutty.
This is
He
where he
looks
truly cracked. He
crazy.
has stepped over the line of I think normal like shenanigans in your house because he has brought it to other celebrities. So all these celebrities know he's having a tiff with his sons now.
But like, okay. We'll get there. But like, I think he's still like, he knows what he's doing. He like makes a good point. Whatever, we'll get there. We're jumping. But I think
You
he
know what?
looks nutty, but he's
Yes.
so whatever. It's our podcast. He
No,
basically
I agree.
he tells the boys, like the boys wake up and they're like, "Are you selling my shit?" Yeah.
Well, let's get there in one sec. We do
Okay.
the random dog charity
Boy.
event. All these dogs are strutting down the freaking runway with their
So weird.
owners.
So weird. I wouldn't donate one cent. What is
Hated
this
it.
cause for?
I don't know. I think it's all fake per
I
usual.
wouldn't donate
My
one
favorite
fucking
part
cent.
is the Target mention because they got all the clothes from Target and they keep Linda keeps mentioning this Target line, and that's my
Oh
favorite
my God.
thing.
I kept being like, no, shout out Target for real. But I gotta tell you, they don't have a huge dog clothing section anymore because I go to every Target and memorize it. I love Target. But this was not a big thing for them.
No, this is just the weirdest thing. I hated it. I hated every
It was
part of it,
awful.
but I appreciate it setting up the situation for David to sell all the gear.
Fine.
So we go back outside.
The boys, wake up.
Well, no, we get one other guest before the boys get involved, and
Oh.
that is David talking to Brandon and Brody's sister, Casey, who's in a car. And we get a lot of details. Not only is it Brandon and Brody's sister, it is Bruce Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner's son or
Mhm.
daughter. But not so it's not David's child.
No,
But it's also not Linda's child. So I was
no.
wondering, what the hell is Casey doing here? Is she here for the dog event?
I'm sure Linda invited her to donate, and Casey felt obligated, even though this charity, we don't know what it's for, and it's kind of a stupid thing.
Doesn't exist. But Casey thinks it's so sick that, like, not sick in a cool way, like disgusting, that David is selling all of their stuff.
But also, she doesn't do anything. She drives away.
No, I mean,
Bye.
somewhat decent sibling saying this is ridiculous, but also moving on. Classic.
Love.
So
Okay,
the
now the
boys,
boys wake up.
yeah, they come down to the lawn and see everything going on. I don't think they fully processed it until they walk up to the tent.
Brandon was my favorite. He is so fucking livid. This man hates the show. And he's like, you stole my guitar? That's my life. That's my music. And I was just like, God, he sounds like a total tool.
David's
Like,
like,
I get
David's
it.
like, you have 3 guitars. And Brandon's like, yeah, but I have 3 for very specific different
I
reasons. I
use them
need
all.
them.
I use them
I
all,
love
David.
them.
But it's so fun. It's so funny. They're obviously pissed. Spencer again is shocked. He is like, this man has warred me out. He
Yep.
wins.
Yep.
But okay, this is where David's like, I've known you, Brody and Brandon, since you were 2 and 4. I'm trying to make a point. I don't know what else to do to show you that, like, your shit is not yours. You haven't actually earned anything. You haven't
Yes,
actually done
I
anything.
paid for this. Like, this $9,000 snowmobile. I don't care about selling it for $40 because guess
Yeah.
what? It's all my money.
It's mine. I did this. I earned it, and look what I could do with all my money. I could provide for you, which is great. But you're not doing any of that, and you're just gonna end up a bum living in my house. Basically, is what he's telling him. And he's like, "I'm not gonna stop till I make my point.
Yes.
I'm not." And then, like, Brody and Brandon still cannot just be like, you know what? Maybe, like, we are kind of like, I think if they just admitted that they were freeloading, David would be like, thank you
I
so
think
much.
so too, but I think the one thing I think David really loses them on is when he says, like, I worked for like 15 hours to get ahead, like I had to do all this XYZ. And I think that the boys realize they don't have to ever do that. Even if they committed themselves to a job, they would never have to do that because they do know that they're privileged. So, like, David's point of, like, go out and hit the pavement and work hard, they're losing it because they don't want to do that. They already have, I'll say,
They don't
money.
need to.
Yeah. And so, like, David's trying to explain that, like, in his version of the real world, these are the things you need to do. And Brandon has a good point of, like, that's your world. That's what you had to do. But, like, we don't need to do that to that level, I think is what he's saying.
Agreed.
Like, your expectations are a little too high.
But to me, then, David does not have to keep supporting them.
No.
He has full right to be like, then get out of my house.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
and what's sad is that I think David would accept way less than what he's asking for if they just got a job.
Accept recognition, maybe respect his shit a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'd be fine. But no, these boys cannot just, like, shut the fuck up. Instead, they go steal a Grammy to sell it.
Wait, hold on. My favorite part is Brandon going, but we're kids. And David goes, you're not kids. You're not kids.
23. You're 23 years old. If you can go to jail without, like, me having to sign for you and get you out, you are an adult. My dad on my 18th.
David wants work. He doesn't need the income of money to, like, have them truly support themselves. He wants like
Do
the
something.
lifestyle for
Do
themselves.
something.
Yes.
Have a
like,
time you wake up. Even if it's like, I'm going to wake up at 9 every day. I'm going to go to the gym for 3 hours and I'm going to come home. I'm
yeah,
going to
don't
eat.
just be a
I'm gonna
lazy
no,
freeloader.
go do shit.
Yeah.
I like can't with these kids. Anyway, yeah, they go take a picture of this Grammy to
Yeah,
sell.
we're back to the selling of Grammys, which I feel like we did that in episode 1.
These boys are out of ideas on how to do war with David. He's so good.
I'm just like, shit, this is not going to go well. Well,
Anyway,
next time
no.
on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You got to do your thing.
Yeah, let me tell you about
Your
next
book
episode before you give me
report.
your book report.
Excited.
Next time on Princess of Malibu, Spencer is calling all these different offices saying that they're going to have a tribute concert. David is really proud of like working out, but then we see him walking up a bunch of stairs and he's really struggling.
Oh.
Then David later lands in a helicopter and told he's really late for something, and he's so confused. What is he late for?
Amazing. Well, I have a quick book report. It's Brandon because he's like the only other character we have to do. Basically, he had the same upbringing as Brody. He was born in Los Angeles. Parents are the same as Brody. Linda Thompson, Caitlyn Jenner is the same siblings, the Kardashians, Jenners, all of them. Okay, go listen about Brody. But so he married longtime girlfriend Leah, who we've seen on the show, in 2012, and they have one daughter together, but they divorced in 2019 after 14 years together. So
isn't that insane? I was shook.
Crazy. And then he married Kaylee Stoker in 2020. So like not very long after, and they have 2 sons together.
Whoa.
His career is less intense than Brody's. He did The Princess of Malibu. He appeared on all the Kardashian shows and all the spinoffs. But in 2005, he created a music band with Leah called Big Doom, and they released 10 songs. And then in 2012, he and Leah created the indie pop group that they named Brandon and Leah. So creative juices were flowing that day.
That first band is active if they started in 2005. That's active in this show.
He's in Big Doom right now.
Love it.
But okay, back to Brandon and Leah. They released 3 singles, including a song called Vaseline.
Oh God.
What a time. They also released 2 albums and then they stopped performing together in order to focus on their solo careers. So I think that's what caused the divorce, but who knows? But since then, he's released quite a few songs and EPs, and he used the COVID lockdown to focus on songwriting and releasing new music. So music is his life, David. That's his thing. That's his life. It's his music.
You know what? At least he's the only one thus far who has done what he said he wanted to do.
Well, I don't think Spencer or Brody had any idea what they want to do. Spencer, actually, he wanted to manage talent.
Brody said he wanted to be a drummer. Remember when he went to David's office? He was so dedicated to that.
He's not a drummer. Spencer, though, said he was going to manage talent, and he managed himself and his future wife, Heidi, into the ground. So,
you know what? It is management.
We all did it. Well, okay. Yeah, that was whatever. Brandon, shout out. Short episode. Love it. Hate it. I don't care. Let's
do all the things. Thanks
do all the things. We have 1 episode left. Stick with us.
Yes. Bye.